What's up, guys? Jason Guyman here, and tonight we're going to talk about how to get to 100 grand in pressure washing. And this will work with other things too if you want to get further. But I want to hit on this a little bit because I've had some people ask, how do I get to that number? How do I get there? What do I need to do? How do I get there so that I can quit my full-time job? And so that's what I want to hit on, some things tonight. What we need to do to be able to get to $100,000. What do we need to work on? And that's what I want to hit on tonight. But today, it has been snowing like crazy out there. I got my 2 exercise for 75 hard of shoveling some snow. And so that was my exercise because I have to have one outside anyway, and the gym wasn't open anyway today. So I was like, well, I'll just do 2 exercises outside to get my 75 hard. And so I'm on day, I don't even know, tomorrow will be day 14 or 21. I started on January 7th is when I started. So it will be, or January 8th is when I started. So we're coming up on 2-3 weeks. And so that is pretty awesome of what I've been doing. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been reading my book because 75 hard, you got to drink a gallon of water. You got to read 10 pages in a book. You got to take a picture of yourself. You have to do all kinds of things like that. In fact, I forgot to take my picture today, so I'm going to take it because that is typically what fails more people is the picture than anything else. And then you don't drink no alcohol, but I don't drink alcohol anyway. So that is what I want to hit on tonight, and I'll hit on some other things. I've got some pretty cool things that I think that can help you grow your business in 2026, because before you know it, we will be in springtime. And so we're only, we're at the end of January. Today is January the 25th. And so we are literally less than probably 6 weeks away from the season starting, whether that's landscaping, whether that's anything along those lines. And that is where I want to help you guys get ready to go. And so I was going to talk about marketing and Facebook, and I may bring this in, but I've decided to kind of go this route because marketing is typically for when we get to Wednesday's marketing. So Wednesday marketing, I'm going to start opening up everything for you to do marketing wise, how to grow your business, how to take action, what to do. And I'm going to start breaking things down step by step and not just a general talking. And so that's where on Wednesdays, I'm going to start doing more marketing because Wednesdays typically for my Christmas light stuff too. And so that way we can hit both Christmas lights and pressure washing for our business in 2026. So that is what I've been up to. I've been working, like I said, I was outside shoveling snow. We've got about 10, 12 inches. How many inches did you all get where you are, or did you get anything? I know some people got some ice, some people got some freezing rain, some people got some just rain. Those were the lucky ones, but I know that it kind of came across the country. My assistant that lives in Texas, I know she got some rain or some sleet and stuff like that and ice. So what do you all get in your area? I know Nashville got hit hard and those good things. We got Mr. George Yost in the house. How are you doing, George? George came to one of my trainings several years ago. It's always great to see George on here. It's awesome to see George. We got Carrie Bozeman in the house. Finally stayed up till 9 already to take the 2026 best year ever yet. And I love the positive thinking, the thinking of moving forward, the thinking of taking action is amazing, amazing, amazing. Is awesome, awesome, awesome. And we got Mr. Jeremy Olson. It will be here before you know it. It's signs and doors hangers are ordered. Jeremy's come a long way. It's awesome. He does a lot of decks and doing the painting of the decks and makes a couple $100,000 doing it. It's awesome. Putting up my signs increases my calls and sales. Yep, exactly. We got Daniel Perez. Hi, Jason. So let's talk about this of one of the things that we need to understand, and here's the reason why I'm coming at this. I had a phone call this week, and he was one that he had spent about, he's at about $5,000 right now. So he went and bought a website, which was $1,700. He went and spent money on Google Ads that he didn't even have a website hooked up to. And so this is the second story I've heard of this, right? I heard another, I had another guy that came to my class, and he went and spent 10 grand on a website and for a 6-month contract and got zero, zilch, nothing. And so that is something that it just bothers me when I see things like this happen. I also seen that he went and spent another 10 grand on signs, on big road signs. And so he has spent 20 grand and has not made any money. And so that's what I want to talk about. First off, how do we get there? What do we need to be able to get to 100 grand? And how do we get there? What do we need to do to actually get the phone to ring? How do we get the phone to answer? And what do we need to do to be able to make 100 grand doing pressure washing business? And yes, you can. I know several people that have. I've helped several people, and I've helped them get to 7 figures for pressure washing and Christmas lights. And so this is something that as I don't know why you're talking to me, but as we grow this thing, I really want to hit on some things of how I can help you, right? What are some things that I can do to help you to be able to get there? Did 50,000 my first year listening to Jason part-time. If you think you can achieve it, you can, right? And it's back to the mindset. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. You're 100% right. And so that is an awesome thing to be able to see people like Carrie to be able to do 50,000 in Christmas lights in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. He's an hour outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. It's not like he's in Knoxville, Tennessee. He's actually an hour away from Knoxville, Tennessee. He's in between Tennessee and Cleveland, Tennessee. And he was able to do $50,000 his first year in Christmas lights. Now, let's talk about this. Well, first thing is and I'm talking pressure washing because Christmas lights is a little bit different, right? Christmas light, actually, we can take this analogy with Christmas lights too, but it's going to be longer, right? And so with pressure washing, let's just say we have 10 months to pressure wash. I know that there's weeks that it's probably not 10 months, but I want to keep it simple math, right? We can keep it simple math. So simple math, if you did $100,000 in 10 months, that means you need to make $10,000 a month, right? That means if we had an average ticket of $1,000 for pressure washing, that means we need to do 10 jobs. So that's a little over 3 jobs a week, right? 2.5 jobs a week. That's all we need to do. Now, I understand when we're first starting out that $1,000 average ticket is probably not likely. I'm not saying that it is not likely. I'm just saying that it's probably not going to be that average. So I'm going to go down to 500. I think you can get your average ticket to $750. I really do. If you just listen and you charge the 25 to 30 cents a square foot for the house, and you charge 25 to 30 cents for driveway cleaning, and you charge 45 cents for roof cleaning, and you charge 11 cents a square foot for exterior window cleaning, and you can kind of get it and get your packages. So that will get you to your $750 or $1,000. But let's just say you're starting out and you're not comfortable in giving these bigger numbers. So let's just say that you're at $500, right? So now we need to do 20 jobs a week or a month. So that's basically 1 job a day, right? We got 20 days in a month. because that's how the math works out. So we have 20 days of 20 days, one job a day at $500 a day is going to get you to the $10,000 mark. Now, there is cost in that, right? If you build your own pressure washing rig, you can get away and start for, $2,000 on a budget. $1,500, $2,000 can get you started. I literally just talked to Walt, that is in New York, and he did this for 2.5 years of a cheap Harbor Freight pressure washer. He had 200 feet of hose, pressure hose. He had 150 feet of garden hose. He had no hose reels. He had nothing. He had garbage cans that he was shoving the hoses in. And he was making $150,000 to $200,000 a year. He had a pump up sprayer, and that's how he was cleaning his roofs. So that's how he was able to grow his business to do $150,000, $200,000 in an area that I know other people right now that can't even get to $100,000 because they don't listen and they go do different things. And so I want you to listen so that way you can actually get your business to where you want it to be at. Get it to where you want to be able to grow this thing, because it's not rocket science, right? He does yard signs and he basically does Facebook. Those are the only thing he does. Other than that, he spends no money in marketing. He does do some networking. He's pretty good at networking, but that's basically it. And so people love to overcomplicate this thing. People think that I need a website. I need all this stuff to be able to hit it. And I'm going to just tell you something. I can show you several people that have made a couple $100,000 a year and didn't even have a website, or a website that didn't rank at all, right? It sucked. It was basically a crappy page, but they got their Google business up. They got their reviews. They did their things they needed to do, and they brought in business other ways than that way. And so this is something that we want to make sure that you are able to grow this business. So if we need to do 10 jobs a month, so that's 2.5 jobs a week, that's how we get to $10,000 a month. That's how we get to $100,000. Now, if we're in Christmas lights, we got a way shorter, narrow window, and so we only got about 8 weeks to be able to get it done in Christmas lights. So Christmas lights is a little bit different, but I'm really kind of hitting on the pressure washing guys tonight anyway, because pressure washing is just, like I said, only about 6 weeks away. So we know that if we can get our average ticket up, if we're at 500 versus 1,000, how do we get our average ticket up? Let's talk about that first. First thing we need to do is packages. You need packages. Packages. Package 1, package 2, package 3, right? Package 1 is the house wash. Package 2 is the driveway or exterior window cleaning. Package 3 is the driveway cleaning. If you don't have concrete, it might be gutters. It might be something else. It may be something along those lines. For me, I'm having trouble doing the math. If the average driveway size is 24 by 30 equals 700 square feet at 30 cents a square foot, that is only 216. That is right. And so typically, whenever I do packages, I kind of go at the $300 mark. Like, my driveway is $300. So my typical driveway would be $300. Now that's a typical 2-car standard driveway. If the house goes up, then my driveway goes up. And so I understand that what you're saying is 30 cents at that point. And so that's where I'm kind of hitting that driveway at $300. So my house wash, let's say we go a 2,000 square foot house, right? 2,000 square foot times 30 cents is $500. So that's $500. If we do it at 11 cents a square foot for window cleaning, it's kind of a number that you can do. I'm going to do 10 so that's $200. So now we're at $700 plus $300 driveway cleaning. Now we're at $1,000. And so that's how we are able to get our average ticket up. Now, if we can get it higher than that, that's even better. When I was in business, our average house size was like 2,500 square feet. That was where we knew our money was, right? That's where that range. It was like 2,500 to 2,700 square feet was the type of houses that we were looking for. And so that's where we need to go find those types of houses. Now, we got packages. We're going to do packages. Packages, I preach packages. You should be doing packages, and packages are definitely going to help you. And you asked what CRM. So I use ResponsiBid. I really liked ResponsiBid. I know that it has changed. I know it still does good. It gives the packages, it does the email follow up, and those were the two best things about ResponsiBid. I've actually heard that they're going to be doing a CRM, so you won't even need another CRM, is the rumor I heard. I don't know how true that is, but it is the rumor I heard. And so that is how we can use packages to be able to grow our business through that. You can use Jobber and just put the line items down. You know, line item 1, line item 2, line item 3 is another way that you can do that also. Now, we talk about packages, right? Packages is what's going to get our average ticket up. You can get your, I knew guys that had average tickets of $2,800, $2,000, $1,500. I know people that have that average ticket of that. Chris Johnson, his average ticket was $2,200, and he was doing about $500,000 to $750,000 a year. And so that makes the difference when you can get your package up there. Now, he did do all in-person quoting, and that's how he was able to get his average ticket up so high. And so that is definitely something that we need to make sure that we try to get our average packages of, right? If someone calls and says, I want a house wash, you just don't give them a $400 or $500 house wash bid. We give them the house wash, we give them the exterior window cleaning, we give them the driveway cleaning, we give them the gutter cleaning, we give them the exterior gutter cleaning. I don't care what your package is. You can do oxidation removal. You can do all kinds of things to get your average ticket up. And that is the goal. How do we get our average ticket up? And that's the most important thing. So that is how we get our averages up. That's how we get our average ticket up. That's how we do that. Now, close rate. What is close rate? It's not, close rate is how many phone calls you get versus how much you close, right? How many jobs did you close? So how many, let's say we need, if 100 jobs at $1,000 or 200 jobs, that means we need, if we're at a 50% close rate, right? If we get a 50% close rate, that means every call you get, every other call is a job, right? Every other lead you get is a job. That means to get, if we're at the 500, that means we need to get 400 leads. 400 leads. Now, if we get our average ticket up to $1,000, then our average close rate is probably going to go down a little bit, but then that means we're going to need probably about 300 to 400 leads anyway to be able to do the same amount with the average ticket of that. So how do we get 400 leads, right? How do I get 400 leads without spending an arm and a leg? And that's what I want to hit on most tonight, right? How do I get 1,000? How do I get 400 leads? How do I get 500 leads to make me $100,000? Because that's how many leads I need. If my average ticket is $500, I need 200 jobs, and my average ticket is 500. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I can show you a lot of people, and I know where that percentage is, right? So Jason Hefner, right? Jason Hefner is he's in Florida, and when he started, he said you couldn't make money in Florida. And he's doing $250,000, $300,000 a year part-time. Now, what does he do to get that, right? What is he doing to be able to get to $250,000, $300,000? And so this is what he had to do. He has to go out there and get leads. Now, his close rate is only about 30 to 35%. I can show you another guy that's making $1 million a year. His close rate is about 30 to 35%. So that means I actually need about 600 leads to be able to get to my, to where I want to be at. So that is how we can do this. Now, how do we get leads? This is the important part. How do I get leads? Well, the first thing is we can get our Google business profile set up. Now, that's not going to get us leads right away. That's going to get us leads maybe next month, next year, but that's not going to get us jobs right now. That's not going to get us jobs. Now, I am going to go with Barry here. Barry does amazing job of getting leads. Barry is, organic boots on the ground, turn the phone camera on and geotag and speak to the community. And amen to that 100%. Barry does very well for himself. He does probably close to 1 million or more. And this is what it is, right? Barry understands this. He spends this much money in marketing, $0 in marketing, zero, zilch, nothing. Because what he does is he uses his phone. And he's got this thing called Facebook, and he posts in all the groups. He's posting on himself. He has over 5,000 friends, because that's where you run out. He has, I don't even know how many, I think he's at like 10 or 15,000 followers. And so he uses Facebook to be able to do this. Bobby Duncan. Bobby Duncan is another guy. I know he probably did 500 to 750,000 last year. I know he did 500,000 the year before, and I'm sure he grew this year. So he uses Facebook, right? He goes live. He's posting 4 or 5 times a day, right? A day. Barry doesn't even just 14, almost 15,000 followers. That's how many followers Barry has. So if you want to know how Barry does it, go follow him. Now, Barry does a lot of Facebook videos. Bobby Duncan does a lot of message or text messages and back and forth, and so that's how he is able to do this. So this is something that you are able to do all off of using your phone. So when people say they can't get business, now you have to come out of your comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone and you don't like the way your voice is, and you don't like the way you look, and you have other things that are mindset. I mean, look at Barry. He's only about this tall. He could have 57 reasons why he couldn't do video. He's only about this tall. He has no hair, but he don't care, because you know why? Because he makes a lot of money off of going live and doing lives and talking and building relationships on video. He's got 15,000 viewers. And so this is how he is able to grow his business just in Facebook alone. In Facebook alone. And again, you have to get out of your comfort zone. If you are in your comfort zone, you got to get out of there, because you're never going to grow in your business. I'm about to going to get a hair transplant soon. Well, I don't know where they're going to get it from you at, because there ain't much up on top of your head. I'm just messing with you. I can't say too much because it's starting to fall away on myself. Every time I go get a haircut, I'm like, what did you do up there? And so that is that is where I want to be at. So with that, Facebook is an amazing tool that you can use. You can use the groups. I know Barry uses the groups. I know other people use groups. You can just do the Facebook. Like, I've got people. Now, should you do your personal page or your business page? Your back or your stomach. Do you want to use your personal page, or do you want to do your business page? And typically you want to do your personal page. Your personal page, I feel like 2026 is even going to be more about personal branding, personal page. Personal page goes way farther than your business page. Your business page is only going to get you so far. Your personal page is going to get you a lot farther, because you're going to get seen a lot more by doing your Facebook. And so that is how we can grow this business. Again, I've got a guy in New Jersey, and all he does is Facebook groups. He has 50 Facebook groups, and he goes down through there, and every day, whenever he's allowed to post in them, he posts, and he's doing $150,000 to $200,000 a year just in Facebook groups. That's all he does. When he's sitting on the toilet, He's posting in those groups, and that's all he does. And he's making $150,000, $200,000 a year out of just Facebook groups. So don't tell me that you can't make money in Facebook or Facebook groups. I'm not even talking about ads. I am just talking about just this here alone, right? Just Facebook, free marketing, doesn't cost you a thing other than time, right? Time is the only thing that it costs you. And I like what Barry said, right? When you're in front of that big water tower, that's where you're located at, and you park your rig in front of it, you can be like, hey, I'm Jason Guyman with King of Pressure Wash here, and we love the service, Florence, y'all. It is the best city, and we pressure wash. If you need a house wash, roof clean, because here's the other thing this does. If you post it on Facebook, and then I'm gonna give you a little secret hack here, you take that post and you put it on your website. And on your website is on the Florence page. And when you're on the Florence page, you post that website there, because then the AI start reading that. And then when the AI is going to start recognizing it too, and it's going to start showing you up more. And that's another way, because you are showing your real. And when people show that you're if I can talk, when they see that you're real and like, and trust, then they will buy from you. And that is the awesome thing about this. And so if you want to grow it, you can use Facebook. Now, here's the next thing, right? Here's the next thing. And here's the thing. Barry posted one the other day. He's in front of Buc-ee's gas station. Buc-ee's gas station. He don't clean Buc-ee's gas station, but he made a commercial video about it. So don't think that you got to be the one that's doing it. He just says, if you need gas stations, because everybody knows what Buc-ee's is. So if you need gas stations, go let me know, right? I do know some people that do Buc-ee's, but Barry doesn't do Buc-ee's. He just did a commercial in front of it, right? And so that's something that he did to be able to do that. Should I add my customers on personal Facebook? And the answer is yes, if you can. That is definitely something that if you can do that. So we got Facebook. Another lead that is cheap and easy is yard signs. Here's the thing. If you got to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $10,000 on Facebook or on a website, I'd rather you spend that right now if you're getting just to $100,000 on yard signs. Because yard signs, you can buy 1,000 yard signs for $3,000, $4,000. Pay $1,000 or $2,000 to put them up. You're at $5 a sign to put up 1,000 yard signs. And you put out, if you do 10 months, that's 100 a month. That's 25 a week. I would about guarantee you would get there. And so it is definitely something that you can do to grow this thing. And I would probably do about 200 yard signs a month, because there's certain months that we need to push them, right? March, April, depending on where you're located at. It might be March, it might be April. It depends on when you start mowing grass. Some of you might be earlier. Us up here, it can be April. Last year it was April. We got snow in April. So we didn't even start pressure washing. Sometimes we start in March. If it's in March, put out 200 yard signs in March, April, and May. June, I'd probably cut back. July, I'd probably cut back to 100. August, I'd cut back 100. And then I would put a bunch in September and October. Those would be how I would do it. And if you're doing pressure washing in October, might be gutter cleaning. I might move them to gutter cleaning. So that's just something that we can do to be able to grow this business to get to where you want to be at $100,000. Now, is there other things? Google Business Profile? Yes, we want to get our reviews, because that's going to help us. We want to get our photos. We're going to get our, we're going to put up posts. We're going to do this all the time, right? You have to put out in the air, in the world, and believe in yourself and do the work and make it come true. Guess what? The people that I'm connected with on LinkedIn are the ones connected to decisions, and it's speaking it into existence, right? You got to speak it into existence. It's the book, Think and Grow Rich. You have to believe it. You have to see it. You have to have emotion. You have to go for it, right? It's not going to come to you. I promise you. You can spend you can spend $10,000 on a website, and it ain't like it's just going to magically start bringing all this business. It's not. I promise you, it's not. You have to take the work. You have to do the work. You have to go out there and get it done. Now, there's times that we might pay people to do certain things, but we got to go out there and get it done. You know, you can literally build an AI website in no time, right? You can literally go out there and build a website in different things on AI, and it'll look better than some people's websites that aren't building web. Like it's called Lovable. Cursor is another one that literally you can tell it what you want and it'll build it right for you. And so now, is it going to rank? Probably not, but some of these other websites I'm seeing anyway aren't ranking. I know people are paying $200 a month right now and they don't rank. They don't rank at all, but they pay it. And so that's why it's important, because there is no like special thing that's going to get you to make sure that you rank. I've seen beautiful sites that I would have swore they would have ranked, and they never ranked. I've seen crappy websites, like the crappiest websites ever, and they rank and they close like no other. And so sometimes you just don't know. I was talking to Justin Monk. He probably does a lot of websites. I know he does. And we were talking about it. It's like, there is no guarantee of anything. So that's how it's one of those things of what you want to do and how you want to get there. So again, if you want to do 100,000, if you want to do 1,000,000, if you want to do 1,000,000, just 10x what I said about 100,000. You're going to have 4 or 500. You know, you're going to have 4 or 5,000 leads instead of 4 or 500. So that's kind of where it is. And yes, I am going to encourage AI, because you can do a lot. A lot of people sit there and say, I can't do this or I can't do that. You can literally, like, you know, you don't even need, you know, AI is going to teach you everything. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and he's been in coaching business, and he's who I learned from. And he went into speaking, and all he's doing is speaking, because he's like, anybody can literally say, what does this person think about it? And AI is going to, because he's given it so much information, you can literally get their information. And so, yes, I do encourage AI a lot, because people are like, well, what do I post? Go to AI. Go to your favorite ones. I don't care which one it is. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Claude's great for writing. Gemini is amazing. Gemini has come a long ways, right? ChatGPT is ChatGPT. Gemini was kind of late to the AI game, and now they're on Siri, so that's going to pretty much hurt ChatGPT at that point. And so just pick one and give it all your brand information, give it all your information, give it some of your writings. If you suck at writing like I do, find people that do amazing at writing, or ask it. Write it like Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy was the first person that made $1 million off of a sales letter. Guess what? He's got amazing writings, and so a lot of times I'll be like, write it like Dan Kennedy would. If you want a Grant Cardone of 10x it, baby, then write it like Grant Cardone. We're going to 10x it, right? I've got some other people that I know that write amazing, and they're actual copywriters. And so you, in ChatGPT, all of them know that. And so you can pull what it is, you can have it analyze it, and go with it. Don't sit there and be like, oh, AI sucks. No, AI is one of those things that you need to start learning, because here's the thing. In 2026, it ain't just going to be talking back and forth. In 2026, it's going to be more about agents, and it's already there. If you didn't know, if you go on ChatGPT, it can literally go out there. I had it this year build ads for me. Like, it made the ads the whole 9 yards. And I never touched the computer screen. Like, it just started doing it. And now that Claude's got it going, you're going to see more about agents. It's not just here's this and give me back. It's going to do even more. And so it is definitely something that is going to take a change. And it's not about being something. There is no things that used to take months, literally takes minutes. And so that's the difference. And so when it literally took months, you'd have to send it out to the copywriter. You have to do this, even the shorts, even your little shorts, captions right now. You pay $24 a month, I think it is, captions. And it will literally put B-roll behind it. It'll make it do it. It'll put music behind it. It'll do everything, literally, for $24 a month. You know, that would have used to cost me way more than that. And so that's the difference of how you can use AI in your business. How do you geotag when you're going live or posting? A lot of it is what's in your background. Because here's the thing too, even Google now knows what's in the background of your photos and everything around your photos. So that's the difference with Google now. When you're going live or posting, how do you geotag? You just put location. So you can put the location on there and it will actually put the location when you go there. When you go live, you can also just tag it. So when you go here, you can, check in. So basically you got the check-in button. You can check in at the place you're at. So if you're at wherever, let's see, what's my favorite one here? There's one that's my favorite one here, just because it's kind of funny. Here it is. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Crap. Sugar tit. There we go. So we got Sugar Tit, Kentucky. It's only, it's real close to here. So you can have something funny. You can have something whatever. Basically, all you're going to do is when you go and hit your post button, hit the check-in button, and then that's how it can come in there and check in. So that's how you can do it. So those are definitely some things that you can do to be able to get this thing going. So what's your questions? Again, I hit on how to get to 100,000. I hit on the packages, which packages are definitely key for your business. How to get the phone to ring. Is there other things to get the phone ring? Yes, door hangers. And here's the thing, go get door hangers. Don't get 10,000 of them, just get a couple hundred of them, because you need them for 5 rounds or 10 rounds or 100 rounds, right? 5 rounds is you get this house and you go do the 5 neighbors. If you're not busy, you go do the whole neighborhood. Right? You just put door hangers on. That's another thing. LinkedIn is for commercial work. If you want a lot of LinkedIn commercial work, go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn typically takes about 18 months to 24 months for it to really start firing on all cylinders. Unless you're really hard on it right out of the get-go, typically LinkedIn is going to take a little bit longer. It takes about, like I said, most people that I know that have had great success on it typically use it for about 18 months to 24 months, and it's like a hockey stick. So it starts here and then it goes and straight up for people, and they get $100,000 jobs, $150,000 jobs. Like I said, Benjamin has gotten, he does $1.8 to $2.2 million a year just pressure washing, all off of, I would say 90% of his business has came off of LinkedIn. Does he have a website? Sure he does. Does he use Facebook? Sure he does. But most of his jobs come off of LinkedIn. So that's how you can use LinkedIn. And again, even in Christmas lights, I had 2 guys get $20,000. One got a $15,000 hotel and another one got a $20,000 hotel, all off of LinkedIn. Again, it's not the same as Facebook. Facebook is you post a bunch. LinkedIn, you post once a day. LinkedIn is you comment 5-6 times a day, and you build that relationship that way. And I really believe that in 2026, the other thing is networking. But I know sometimes networking can be hard, but networking is another thing that can definitely help you get into this too. Let's see. So what's your all's questions? Barry Beast Mode. Always see his voices and always a humble guy, right? His videos, right? And so that's the thing. When you always see his videos, so does his customers. And guess what? They buy from him. That's the important part. He has 14,000 followers, and it takes time to get to 14,000 followers. It just don't happen overnight. I finished 2025 with a 32% close rate, and I'm great with that, right? So there's another one. Most people that I know that have higher average tickets will be at that 30 to 40% close rate, and this is pressure washing. This has nothing to do with Christmas light. Christmas lights, you're down to 15, 20%. Definitely. Stay tuned. Jason, Sean, and I are going to be dropping in some personal nuggets soon. Dates to be announced. Yes, we will be doing some amazing commercial. If you want to learn how to do commercial, because Barry does his, I teach a lot about the marketing, and it's definitely something that you want to do. Share this live and tap the like button. Finally made my group Facebook posting schedule spreadsheet last week. Should I add customers to my personal Facebook? And it's not just customers, it's anybody. It's, I know like Bobby does a lot of like influential people and people that are in the groups that are talking a lot, and doctors and lawyers. And, he kind of finds those people that you want. Um, let's see. If you have a quote form above the fold on a fast loading site with location and service page, you're going to be above most others. And the answer is yes, you're right. Um, and it has to be fast, and I do believe you're right on that whole thing of above the page, because Google is looking for how to get to it quickly. So it is definitely things that are changing, that have changed. Any advice for bird poo removal for barns? Looking at a big job later this summer. Um, I know some people. It can get pretty nasty. It is. I don't have like the best chemical for it. Um, I know you want a really good surfactant because you want that stuff to hang on there forever to try to, and you want it to, get around that, the molecules of it so that it'll drop off. Um, but I don't have the best. I don't know what the best chemical is for it, to be honest. I'd be making it up. I mean, it is kind of organic, so bleach may neutralize it some. But again, I mean, I would probably just do a house wash mix and go with it. Is what I would do. Ben kills it, yeah, and he lives like 10 minutes from me. He lives in one of the big neighborhoods now here in northern Kentucky, Triple Crown, um, and that's where he lives at. His office is about 5 minutes from my house. Is where Ben is. Thinking about getting Jobber AI receptionist. Did it a demo. It's impressive. Only $100 a month. What's your thoughts? Can't hurt. So I know some people that have had used it last year, and it wasn't there. It wasn't there yet. Um, I'm not. I think there's things that are out there that can do it better than them, but and which would be like retail or vapey, but then you kind of got to make it work back and forth with Jobber. So those can be more like real than I know of the other, Jobber AI. Like I say, Jobber AI last year, and like I say, if you want Christmas lights.io/Jobber, I'm just telling you the honest truth of people that I know that used it last year. I'm not saying that it hasn't came around this year, but it is definitely something that I think it's good for. If you miss the phone call, it at least goes to them instead of a voicemail, or overnight, right? So if you want to close at 6, 7, don't answer your phone, then that way at least it's taking that phone call from there. But definitely it is coming closer. I don't know if it's there yet. I know I was reading in the group, Caleb was talking about how he made a couple $100,000 off of it, and it was just answering the overflow calls and the overnight calls. And so that is definitely something that I would consider doing, instead of just, hey, leave me a message, because I don't feel like less and less people are leaving voicemails. And if you have a good enough AI, most people don't even know that it's AI. There is going to be some that figure it out and hang up right away, but most people don't even know that it's AI, which is pretty crazy. Um, mean, here's the thing with Barry, you got to post. I mean, if you're not posting, it ain't gonna get shown out. And so that's the thing with it. And some people are like, "Well, I can't believe you post 5 times a day." Well, you might not be on when I post the first time. And if with the way Facebook algorithm is, if I post at 10 o'clock and it comes on at 5, you're probably not even going to see it. So that's kind of that where that's why people are posting 10 times a day. And I can prove that if you post 10, 15 times a day, your views go up a lot. Like, I've kind of quit posting as much because it's not Christmas time and I was posting most in that group, but I was over 1 million views a month in 28 days. And so, the more you post, the more eyes you got on your stuff. And I only have 7,000 followers and he's got 15,000 followers. So it's going to even make it even more. So that's kind of the gist behind that. So if you want to learn permanent lights and landscape lighting, we are having a class coming up, christmaslights.io/training, and you'll have to go to the one, I think it's like February 2026. I'm having Michael Zuzak coming in here, and he's going to teach permanent lighting. Permanent lighting is a great business. I actually have a guy in my group that does permanent lighting. He does Christmas lights and permanent lights, or Christmas lights and landscape lighting. He did over $400,000 last year. And so landscape lighting is definitely another thing that if you want to be considered. We're having a class here in February the 26th. It is definitely something that if you want to learn how to do it, it would definitely be something that I would highly recommend. It is definitely something that you will learn all the hands-on, know how to do everything, how to wire it, how to sell it, how to make more money doing landscape lighting and permanent lights. So it's in February. It's like February 20th through the 22nd. I think the snow is supposed to be gone by then. It's actually, I was looking at the extended forecast right now. It's supposed to be in the 40s and 50s. So hopefully the snow will be gone by then. The snow is going to be around for about a week or two because it's going to be like one day it's only like 15, 10 or 12 degrees, something stupid, and lows in the negatives. And so this next week's going to be pretty cold here in Cincinnati. So we are not having no classes here now. So, because it is too cold. But it is going to be a great year. It is going to, the class is 3 days. One is landscape lighting, one is marketing, and one is permanent lights. I believe that this year is going to be a great year. I know a lot of people have done very well this past year, and I believe that we are definitely going to do amazing this year. And so it is awesome to see how people have grown their businesses, right? You got people like Jeremy that is just crushing it, and you got people like Daniel that's crushing it. You got other people that are crushing it, and it's exciting to see people that have had great success. And I'm excited to see people growing their businesses. And a lot of times I always tell people that come to my in-person class, right? You can learn a lot from the hands-on portion, but the biggest part is the Saturday, is the marketing and sales and learning how to do it and learning how to talk to other people and building network here and relationships. And my last class, one of my last classes, I had Barry here, and he was showing people how to do video because people didn't know how to do video. And I kind of showed it, but then he showed it because he does 100 videos a week. So that's how he was able to show them even better and quicker and faster. And so that's awesome. My clients love it. Competitors may not, but they also don't pay my bills. Posting every day is a net positive for relationships with contractors, clients, and manufacturers. Because here's the thing about it. People love when you post every day because here's what happens. They build relationships with you. And when they know, like, and trust you, they buy from you. Your family and friends, they can make fun of you. You guys at the firehouse can make fun of you. But guess what? They do not pay your bills. They don't pay $1,000 for a pressure washing. They don't pay $10,000 for pressure washing. They don't pay $10,000 for Christmas lights. So tell them to go fly a kite and not worry about them, because that's the difference between when you start worrying about what other people think about you versus just going out there and taking action. It's amazing when you take action. If you want to grow this thing and you want to get to where you want to be at, you have to take action. So that is definitely something that you have to do. What's the best way to go after commercial, early year, and Christmas lights? Start calling people, start building relationships. HOAs are great ways to start. Facility managers, property managers, those are what you're looking for on LinkedIn. And the biggest thing I would say is in-person networking. Start building networks with people and have the people that you want, right? And so, I was talking to my group this past week, and they were talking about, well, I only need these people. I'm like, you want the plumbers, electricians, you want all the same people that you want, that they want. You come together, and then that way you can work a lot better, because maybe you find this plumber and you'd be like, hey, what other networking things do you do? And he's like, man, this network group over here is amazing. It does freaking awesome. And so then guess what? You get invited over there, and then that's how that makes that works. MoFlow gifted for my reach. Nice. So that is what the biggest thing is you got to take action. You can sit here and want to do it. You can hope ain't gonna get you nothing. You have to take action. And again, pick up the phone and make a video. It's not going to bite you. It's not going to make fun of you. Other ding dongs might make fun of you, but again, they don't pay the bill. I used to have people that were scared to death to put out yard signs. They would only go put them out at like 2 o'clock in the middle of the night because they were so scared that someone was going to see them putting out yard signs. But you got to think of it different. Every time you put out a yard sign, that's $50. That's the difference. So go after it, right? Go after it. Take action. Don't be afraid. Because if you're waiting for it to be perfect, it'll never happen. Perfection is the number one dream killer, because you are never going to get it perfect. Because guess what? When you put it out there, you're going to find a flaw. But you know what? If you just put it out there and then you work on it and get it better and better and better, it gets better and better and better. And the more you do it, the better you get. I know people that'll wait 3 months to be perfect, where another person tried 30 things and he found out that these 2 things work amazing. Well, the person that worked one time and never did anything, it's never going to get any better. You have to take action. You have to go put it out there. You're going to find out what works and what doesn't. I promise you. The only way you're going to find out if it works or not is by you posting it. And when you post it, guess what? It's going to work, and it's going to work some more, and it's going to work some more. And that's the most important thing. Again, Barry puts out hundreds of videos. Some are great, some suck. You know how he knows that they suck? Because they didn't get no likes, they didn't get no views, they didn't do what he wanted them to do. And so that's the difference between putting it out there versus hoping for it to be better. So don't sit there and wait and hope that I'm going to get something perfect. I'm too scared to do it. I'm too nervous to do it. Just do it. Because it's like a muscle. The more you work it, the easier it becomes. And the easier it becomes, it just gets better every time. So that's what I'm just saying is go take action, man. Just make it happen. Don't be sitting on the sidelines just hoping, because hoping does nothing. Nothing at all. Because here's the thing. If you take action, I promise you, everything gets better. Opportunities opens doors. And how do those doors open? By you sitting out there and putting out the videos and putting out the post, and people know who you are, and opportunities will come to you. If you always like, man, this guy always gets, Benjamin always gets those big $100,000 jobs. But guess what? He's done the time of putting in the time and putting out bad posts. And guess what? They got better and better and better. And guess what happens? He got better and better and better. When it's put out there, you will suck. Then you get 150 comments you least expected. And that's the thing, right? I was actually listening to a podcast this week of Roger Wakefield. Roger Wakefield is, if you just look up plumber, you're going to see him. He's a huge plumber influencer. Huge. He has 750,000 followers. His number one video, he almost didn't post. He's like, this video sucks. And he posted it, and it has the most views still to this day. Like, no other video has beat that view. But his son came in there and was like, Dad, we shouldn't post this. This video is horrible. And guess what? It has the most views of all his other videos. It has like 8 million views or something stupid. And so, again, just post it. It'll be all right. It'll be awesome. When it's put out there, you will suck. Yeah, I hit that one. Do a few videos, test them on TikTok, and see each one reacts, and then good, put it on Facebook. TikTok is your testing ground. There's free game. You just got to just take action and learn on the way. Yep. It's called jump out the airplane and figure out how to build your parachute on the way down. My wife had a video in her Dropbox for 3 months. She did not think it was good. When she posted it, it got 185,000 views, new followers, and 3 million views, and 30,000 shares, right? It's set in the inbox for 3 months. Now, I think everything happens for a reason. I think if she would have probably posted it 3 months early, it might not have made it that far. But it was the right time at the right thing, and it just worked out for you. So that's awesome. So again, if you want to know more, ChristmasLights.io, King of Pressure Wash. If you're wanting to learn more about pressure washing, I have a membership. If you'd like to join the membership, every Monday night we do a Zoom call. We go for about 2 hours, or hour and a half, 2 hours. We talk about marketing. This month I am doing Google Business Profile. I've already talked about ads. I've talked about pictures. I've talked about different things. And so I've got one more week of Google Business Profile. Next week or next month, it will be talking about Facebook, going into depth in Facebook. So if you want to learn more about Google, if you want to learn more about Facebook, join kingofpressurewash.com, or you can go to ChristmasLights.io. That is definitely something that you can do. That guy whose wife posted the video, that was Barry's wife. She's a lot prettier than Barry is, so that probably helps out a lot too. So, and got a southern accent too. So, I love Barry. Barry's awesome. Barry's a great guy. You will learn a lot from Barry. If you follow him and just take action, I promise you'll learn a lot too. So with that, he's always positive, he's always encouraging, and he's always moving forward, and that is the key. Follow people that are positive, follow them that they're encouraging, make sure that they are moving forward. If you got negativity, if you're one posting negativity, don't follow that person, because negativity just brings you down. You want to be positive, right? Positive things make better. Being negative does nobody any good. So with that, I hope you all have an amazing week. Don't kill yourself shoveling too much snow. I know that there's a lot out there here. So with that, have an amazing week. Go take action. Again, we only got about 6 weeks, and we'll see you all later.